Hey Mark, we're here to see your gym and fridge.
Who's that, buddy? Who's that? You want to work out? You want to work out or you want to go to the kitchen?
Have some veggies. It's also plant-based, by the way.
All right, let's go to the gym.
Gym time. How do you pick your exercise program?
I train for whatever my next role is or whatever I gotta do for work. That's kind of the program, you know? That's why we're doing a lot of this extra leg stuff and cycling stuff. We play adventure races, we do a lot of cycling, running, hiking.
What are your fitness goals?
Stay in shape so I don't have to start over and get in shape. Again, it depends, you know, it really, everything revolves around my work. So if I gotta get out of shape to play an oil rig worker, then I'm eating fried food and drinking beer. Fun for the first couple of weeks and I feel miserable. And if I gotta get as thin as possible, like moving like the gambler, I'm, on a liquid diet, I'm jumping rope, 200 rounds a day.
What does training look like these days?
With everything that's been going on, we'll be getting in the gym about 10 o'clock. And then, obviously, when we finish the 2 circuits, then we're kind of starting. I'm just doing some additional stuff on my own, everybody's doing the little finishers.
How often do you work out?
I train 5 days a week. 5 days a week. I work Sunday, Monday, Tuesday, rest Wednesday, work Thursday, Friday.
What do you consider to be an intense workout?
40 seconds on, 20 seconds off, because we end up actually doing less work, but much higher intensity, less rest. That's where you really get the heart rate up, and you burn a lot of calories.
Favorite exercise?
Walking up the stairs to get my protein shake.
Least favorite exercise?
I'm not really hating anything right now. We're doing a lot of cardio and stuff.
What keeps you motivated?
I'm always motivated. I'm always hungry. I always feel like at some point, I can make something for myself, I feel like I'm just getting started. I feel like, all the things that I want to achieve and accomplish are still in front of me.
Any advice on how to train through injuries?
First of all, train properly so you don't get injured. And then after that, you gotta figure out the best way to recover. I think, I have ailments. I have torn labrum, herniated discs, I have broken hand. I've been able to work through those things. I never had to have any surgery. So kind of corrective exercises helped me fix my back, reconstructing my squat pattern, just doing shit the right way, there's some isolated machines in here, but that's just for specific things. For the most part, we're doing full body movement.
What music do you listen to when you work out?
Hip hop, rap, but more up tempo, something to provide some more energy for the room. My wife usually likes to pick the playlist, but she's been doing amazing. She's been training with us now 5 days a week. Hasn't missed a day, hasn't complained, hasn't asked to take a day off. I'm gonna do a little cheat meal here and there, but she's doing the work and she's doing things she didn't think she could do.
What's your most meaningful tattoo?
I took all my tattoos. I just have one on my finger, my wife's name on my ring finger.
What advice would you give to someone starting their fitness journey?
Well, first of all, start slow. I know people think, oh, he says that because he's a part owner of the business. I'm a part owner of the business because I found the best workout on the planet at 45. There isn't anything, whatever you think your fitness goals are, you can far surpass that. If you want to become a bodybuilder, I would say, learn the fundamentals first, and then from there, you can start going and, getting jacked and all that stuff, but you're not going to be having any mobility. Any speed, quickness. So, you want to get in shape and have longevity, good mobility, come to 45.
Was there a specific person that inspired your fitness journey?
No, life. Life inspired me. Reality, I said, I gotta get strong. I gotta be focused. I gotta be disciplined.
How do you stay motivated when you don't feel like working out?
I'm really appreciative that I have my job, and what I do. I take it very seriously, so whatever I gotta do to get ready, to be ready, I'm doing it. It's like I got a responsibility, to show up prepared and the way they want me to be there. So that's what I do. And then ultimately I know it just makes me feel better. So in a perfect world, now with the right balance of working out and rest and recovery, I gotta have a good little routine going.
How do you keep your mind fit?
My spiritual life, my faith, start my day out on my hands and my knees, and then reading prayer, and then I'm in the gym. And then by that time, unless the kids are really not doing their schoolwork or nothing, it's hard to break or, jar my positivity.
You're known for your 3 a.m. workouts. How did those get started?
Well, I just kind of figured it out. But then I just had so much I had to do during the day. And the only way to get it done was to start that early. Get up early, know my prayer time training. Already read my script out loud twice. I got, all the prep for work. And then eating, packing the meals up, running off to the golf course, running the golf course. But I was overtraining, I was overtraining. I wasn't getting enough rest. I was doing 2-a-days, 6-7 days a week, eating 7 to 8 meals, mostly all protein. Ended up, just not feeling good, Did a bone broth fast and then went plant-based for what was supposed to be 12 days. And that's 4 months ago. Still doing it.
Let's head to your kitchen and see what's in your fridge and talk diet.
This area was filled with unhealthy snacks. Every kind of sugary cereal you can imagine, chocolate bars, cookies, muffins. Everything else now is healthy. So the whole family is on the program. And they weren't happy about it, but nobody's complaining anymore. And then here I got my own side. I got all my supplements. I got my plant-based protein, my pre-workout, protein water, regular water. I got some good healthy snacks. And my bars here, I've discovered hummus. I've never had hummus before. And I'm loving hummus. Ooh, Chefy, what do you got in here? What do we got, Chefy?
Got some skewers for tonight, some shrimp skewers with a little gnocchi. Always keep impossible meat on hand. Just everything for your wraps, tons of veggies, tons of greens, all your juices that you take in the morning.
Yeah. Did you ever think, after the 7 protein meals a day, steak, chicken, turkey burgers, whatever else I would have throughout the entire day, did you ever think that I would go on plant-based?
Never, or definitely not this one. That's for sure.
They thought it was gonna last about 2 weeks.
I'll ask you some questions while you eat your wrap. What staples do you usually have in your fridge?
It used to be eggs, sliced meats, chicken. That's all gone.
What inspired you to change to a plant-based diet?
I was eating 70 meals a day of all protein. I just couldn't process all the protein. But I really feel the difference. No, I have fish on the weekend, a piece of salmon or some sort of shellfish.
Any food you hate?
I'm not big on curry. Those bad things to my stomach.
What's your go-to burger order?
Now the Impossible Burger. It used to be one of those Wahlburgers. I'd order one of everything.
What's your go-to protein?
Now it's plant-based. It's lighter. It makes the shake lighter.
What's your go-to bottle of wine?
That's a tough one. If it was a California Cab, it'd be 100 Acre.
What do you grab from the fridge if you're hungry at 2 a.m.?
A rice cake with hummus, avocado, olive oil. That's my new late night snack.
What's the biggest challenge with gaining or losing weight for rolls?
Oh, sorry. It's all fun. Everything, whether you're gaining weight, losing weight, it's all fun for like a couple of weeks. And then it just becomes a pain in the butt. Go to bed at 7 o'clock on a full stomach. I wake up at 10 to eat again and I'm still full from the last meal. That's not fun.
All right, time for rapid-fire questions. Workout time, 7 a.m. or 7 p.m.?
Always AM, first thing.
Squat or deadlift?
Both.
Favorite song on your playlist?
Anything by Adele, 21.
CrossFit, yay or nay?
No. You want to go to the hospital? You better have one to do surgery close by.
Pull-ups or chin-ups?
Pull-ups.
Dumbbells or kettlebells?
Both.
Run on the treadmill or the great outdoors?
Oh, outdoors. I don't like running on a treadmill. I mean, we do sled push, resistance running.
Cardio or weights?
Weights.
Big legs or big arms?
Foundation is the most important. Believe me. Arms are just for show.
Biggest compliment, jacked, ripped, cut, or swole?
Ripped.
If you could work out with anyone in the world, dead or alive, who would it be?
Oh, Jack LaLanne. Jack LaLanne.
Thanks for answering our questions. Any final fitness advice?
Remember, you gotta eat right, train hard. There's realistic goals out there you gotta work hard to accomplish them, though. Right out.